Psalm 78 1-2. O my people, hear my teaching, listen to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth in parables. I will utter hidden things, things from of old. According to Matthew, the man who I will open my mouth in a parable and I will utter dark saying from of old is Jesus Christ. We look at Matthew 13:34-35. Jesus spoke all these things to the crowd in parables. He did not say anything to them without using a parable. So was fulfilled what was spoken through the prophet, I will open my mouth in parables. I will utter things hidden since the creation of the world. So, in that case, we combine the contents of the Bible, and we also know that Jesus did say any parables. So do we know these parables? We don't know what is hidden in this parable since the creation of the world. We need to wait for the coming Christ to give us analysis. For the Bible tells us, John 26:14, but the Counselor, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you all things and will remind you of everything I have said to you. Therefore, as we said before, the Holy Spirit will guide us to understand all the meanings, and will reveal and tell us the hidden things, tell us what will happen in the future. Therefore, we should listen carefully. He who has ears, let him hear. That is to say, when we understand everything Jesus said, it means that Christ has come again. So, from another level, the reason why Jesus stressed that you should be careful how you listen, or he who has ears, let him hear, it is to alert us to the signs of the second coming of Christ. He let us listen to the teach of the second coming of Christ. Only Christ can tell us the complete truth of life, and this truth must be based on the Bible and irrefutable. Psalms 49:1-4. Hear this, all you peoples, listen, all who live in this world, both low and high, rich and poor alike. My mouth will speak words of wisdom, the utterance from my heart will give understanding. I will turn my ear to a proverb, with the harp I will expound my riddle. Who is listening to parables and solving riddles with the harp? For this man will speak to the world. Hear this, all peoples. This person is not a simple person. So, if we define it, then this person is the second coming of Christ. I will incline my ear to a proverb. Whose parables will I listen to? The parable of Jesus Christ. I will solve my riddle to the music of the harp. What is the harp? As we all know, when we play the harp, we play it with our fingers. So, and we write. What about writing now? If we use computers to write these things, we use our fingers to tap the keyboard. Therefore, the content implied here is very profound. That is to say, let's guess that when the computer age comes, that is, when Christ helps us solve riddles in the Bible, in the book The Mysteries of Christ, we affirm that Christ's coming will solve the unknown mysteries in the Bible. These mysteries are not only the testimony of Christ's coming again, but also the wisdom of our true salvation. Therefore, the song tells us, your statutes are wonderful, therefore I obey them. The unfolding of your words gives light, it gives understanding to the simple. Psalm 119 129-130. As soon as this hidden thing is solved, our hearts will light up. Therefore, he who has ears to hear, let him hear. Then, summarize these aspects. First, what are we going to listen to? The cover-up will be revealed. Now that there is something hidden in the Bible, it will certainly show up, and when it does, it means that Christ is here again. For there is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed, and nothing concealed that will not be known or brought out into the open. Therefore consider carefully how you listen. Luke 8:17-18, Mark 4:21-23. And Jesus said to them, do you bring in a lamp to put it under a bowl or a bed? Instead, don't you put it on its stand? For whatever is hidden is meant to be disclosed, and whatever is concealed is meant to be brought out into the open. If anyone has ears to hear, let him hear. Jesus tells us in the above two paragraphs that there are hidden things in the Bible, and these things will be revealed, and they will be known. When these hidden things are revealed, we must be careful how we listen, whether it conforms to the truth of the Bible, and who speaks it. If we have a problem listening, then we must not know the ultimate wisdom of salvation, and even fall. The second, we should hear that the kingdom of heaven is hard to enter. Matthew 12:11. 15 I tell you the truth, among those born of women there has not risen anyone greater than John the Baptist. Yet he who is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. From the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven has been forcefully advancing, and forceful men lay hold of it. For all the prophets, and if you are willing to accept it, he is the Elijah who was to come. He who has ears, let him hear. Therefore, in this passage, Jesus also said those who have ears to hear, let him hear. What should we listen to? Time to enter the kingdom of heaven. From the time of John the Baptist, you must find out. It is the time when the baptism appeared. We found through the analysis of the Bible that John the Baptist was resurrected by Jesus Christ after being killed, and lived until Jesus Christ came again, waiting for Jesus Christ and testifying for Jesus Christ. So you should listen carefully and analyze carefully. The kingdom of heaven began to enter when John the Baptist reappeared. Third, we should listen to the mysteries of heaven. Matthew 13:2-3-9 Then he told them many things in parables, saying, A farmer went out to sow his seed. As he was scattering the seed, some fell along the path, and the birds came and ate it up. Some fell on rocky places, where it did not have much soil. It sprang up quickly, because the soil was shallow. But when the sun came up, the plants were scorched, and they withered because they had no root. Our seed fell among thorns, which grew up and choked the plants. Still other seed fell on good soil, where it produced a crop 160 or 30 times what was sown. He who has ears, let him hear. Matthew, Mark and Luke all have this sentence. So what does Jesus want us to listen to? Listening is the result of spreading the mystery of heaven at the end of the world. At the end of this world, many people are preaching the truth of heaven, some of which are effective, some of which are ineffective. Jesus wants us to listen to these contents. Fourth, listen. The righteous will shine in the kingdom of his Father. Matthew 13:41-43 The Son of Man will send out his angels, and they will weed out of his kingdom everything that causes sin and all who do evil. They will throw them into the fiery furnace, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then the righteous will shine like the sun in the kingdom of their Father. He who has ears, let him hear. Luke 14:34-35 Salt is good, but if it loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is fit neither for the soil nor for the manure pile. It is thrown out. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. In these two paragraphs, we say that at the end of the world, perfect people are shining people. At first, people are shining like Adam. It was only after they ate the fruit that they saw the shame on them, because there is no light on them. Therefore, Jesus told us he who has ears to hear, let him hear. So what everyone should pay attention to is, how can we have light? Only a righteous man can shine light in his Father's kingdom. We should make light, not salt. Those who make salt should be discarded, and only those who make light will last forever. Fifthly, what we want to hear is what the Holy Spirit says to the churches. In Jesus' 7 letters, the last ending is basically a sentence that he who has an ear, let him hear. There are many contents in it, so we will not analyze them one by one. What we want to tell you is that the messenger in these 7 letters is coming to Christ again, and we will analyze it later. Therefore, he wants to emphasize that he who has an ear, let him hear. In the contents of these 7 letters, why should we emphasize that he who has an ear, let him hear? Because this is a coming Christ. Second, he is also telling the messenger to overcome the world. and this messenger is Jesus Christ. He wants to overcome the world and be sanctified. Jesus was sanctified before he called save us. Therefore, I stress once again that I am an ordinary Christian and do not belong to any faction. What I am talking about is purely a personal experience of reading the Bible. I don't ask anyone to accept my views. I just expect to share them with all people who pay attention to the Bible, whether it's opposing the Bible studying, and never seen or read the Bible, it's included. Finally, I would like to share a sentence with you. You have one instructor, the Christ. This is Jesus. Important warning to us. If the Tao is wrong, the road is wrong. Life, there is no